Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to paint closet bifold doors. We have two doors right here and we have two more doors on the right. Besides that, we'll show you how to prep them first. For example, we'll show you how to prime all these marks from the pen like this, because these, if you don't prime them, will likely show even through two coats of paint. Besides that, we'll show you how to fix these old paint runs on the doors, and after that we'll be ready to start painting. To sand our paint runs, I will be using the wooden block like this, wrapped in the sandpaper. I'm using 180 grit, so just wrap it around. This will ensure that all these areas have been sanded evenly, and then start carefully sanding off all these runs. It may take some time, but as you can already see, it does work. I have finished sanding the runs. I'll show you guys how they look now. Quite smooth, and this is exactly what we need. These doors were in a pretty rough shape, but now after sanding they actually look much better. Besides that, you can also use the same wooden block to sand all these edges as well, make them smooth. Next we will use the Shellac-Based primer from Zinsser to spot prime our doors. I strongly recommend this one because it seals any kind of stains, including like crayons, any kind of marks you'll have on the doors. It will cover. Also, I recommend to use a cheap brush because we'll have to throw it away after we use this primer. So we'll get some primer on the brush, and we'll start covering all the spots on our doors. I'm just using the brush, it will be enough in this case. You can also use the roller if you want. You may need to use two coats, to do two coats. So basically let this one dry and then put another coat of this primer on all these dark spots. Again, this will ensure that when we paint it, the two coats will be completely enough of finished paint. I will also do the bare spots, especially the wood. I will lightly cover the areas that I have sanded already. I will also spot prime the previous hole that we had right here, which we patched. And basically I'll keep going until I cover all non-white spots on this door. Priming is complete, and I will show you how it looks now. As you can see, we can barely see any dark spots anymore. On the doors I applied two coats of primer. This primer dries quite quickly, and in 10 minutes you can already apply another coat. So now our doors are ready to be painted, and we'll do it right away. We will need the following tools. We will need the tray, a small roller, a brush, and we need the semi-gloss paint. I will pour some paint into the tray. We'll use it to roll our doors. But first I will start cutting inside these areas using the brush and the can like this. My goal is to be careful not to get too much paint on the flat parts around, because if the paint dries here it will leave lines. So I'll be careful, kind of go like this and gently cut into all these areas first. If some of it gets on the flat part, it's okay, just try not to get too much. In the end I will even out all the lines that I created, spread the paint, and I'll keep going on each of the panels in a similar manner. Again, as I said, you just cut close to the edge. It's similar to painting any kind of wall, when you cut first and roll after that. I'll hit these flat panels in the middle right away, but I will probably roll them again once I get the roller out. Be careful not to put too much paint here, because it may start running. If it does, just come back and smoothen it out. On the second door I'll try to show you guys another way how to do it using big roller. But for now this is more traditional way of painting bifold doors. And as you can see, our primer did a great job by hiding all the dark areas. After I'm done with these middle areas, I will start cutting the edge. In this case it is still accessible, you can reach the whole edge, but in some cases you guys might have to actually remove the door and paint it that way if you can't reach this edge. Again, be careful, try not to get any paint on the walls. Even if you do, you can clean it, so make sure to get a wet rag with you. After you cut it, quickly smoothen it out. I'll keep going. So I put light pressure in the end, this way I minimize the amount of lines. And as I said before, most likely we'll need 2 coats of this finished paint on the doors. And we are almost there. The goal here is to move fairly fast. Again, we don't want the paint to start drying, because in that case you will see all the lines that will dry, and while the paint is still wet, when we roll it, it will blend in perfectly. Now I will use a small roller to roll the flat parts, get some paint inside the roller, and I will spread some paint like this. I will actually even fold it like this. This way I won't get it on the other door. Not yet. And I will start painting. We don't need any hairs here. And as I said, I will roll the middle parts again. Again, I'll spread some more paint and continue. In the end, I'll just slightly go over the painted parts. Again, I want to make sure everything blends in. This is why I have drop sheets here, so that you don't get any paint on the floor. Alright, so the first coat on this section is pretty much done. The only other thing that I have to do is I have to still paint these edges, and I'll do both of them right away. Just hit the brush on the side of the can a few times after you get some paint, and then I'll just use a brush to paint these edges, so that I don't get onto the flat front of the door. I will just go sideways like this. When I do the doors the second time, when I put on the second coat, I may actually start from the edges first and then do the flat parts, but it's not critical which ones you do first. Kuza is here. Kuza checks all the work, always. Everything needs to be done according to his standards. Kuza. Yeah, I'm not as concerned about the edge, since the door is not, this side is not painted yet. Okay, and now, as I said, I'll show you guys a slightly different way of painting the front. For this, I'll actually use this big, thick roller. I'll show you how thick it is. So I'll get some paint inside this roller. And now, I'm not gonna close it yet because these edges are dry, so I'll basically use this roller to cut right away, like this. Just wood paint inside all of these guys first. It's a more brutal way of doing this. You may see some paint drops on the floor after this method, but it is much quicker. So I'm basically rolling inside all these areas. In the end, I may have to touch up using the brush, but in general, this is how it gets done. You need to make sure you have enough paint in the roller, and you have to be careful again so that you don't hit other things. This is big roller. So I'll get some more paint. And I'll keep going here. Yeah, I'm just pushing the paint inside these indentations. And then I'll just go over them. And in the end, what we'll have to do, we have to make sure that we properly spread all the paint. You have to check if all of it was covered or not, and maybe push some more paint inside. Then in the end, just lightly go over the whole door. Now I'm putting very little pressure, and this makes sure that we have a nice texture as well. We have a hair problem for some reason. Okay, so yes, as you can see, this was way quicker. It may not be as precise as the previous method when you cut using the brush, but it also works. And since we'll be doing two coats, so areas like this where you can see it's not fully covered, you can see yellowish spots, will likely be covered. Even if they are not, you can always use the brush to basically touch up these areas. But overall, now we have one full door painted using two different methods, as I said, and now we'll let it dry while we do the rest of them. After I finish all the doors, I'll show you guys how they look after the first coat, and then we'll do another one, and again we'll show you how it looks like after two coats when they'll be pretty much done. Our first coat is complete. I'll show you how it looks. Looks actually pretty good. We still have some light spots here and there, especially on the one that we did with the roller, but overall it looks quite good even now. But I'll do the second coat to eliminate any deficiencies. And this is the area where we used to have lots of paint runs. Not anymore, I can't see them at all. And as I said before, guys, you can use either method. The one that where we brushed all this, in my opinion, is a little bit more precise. You can control the paint better, but it takes a little bit more time. And of course you can use either the large roller, or you can also use a thick small roller as well to paint the whole door at once, which is a little bit faster. And now I'll do the second coat. Now all 4 doors have 2 coats of paint, and this is how it looks now. To be honest with you, all these doors now look like new ones. We also installed these handles to match the rest of the apartment. And I will show you again the areas where we had runs. They are almost invisible now, even from close distance. And as I said, this is the door that we brushed. I don't see any yellow spots at all. And this is the one that we rolled. Again, it's very similar. So after 2 coats you should be able to completely paint everything. That's it for our tutorial on how to paint bifold doors. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video was helpful. I will leave you links in the description for some of our other painting videos, and we'll see you in the next video.